Okay, I have made this several times and I keep messing it up, so hopefully this time it will work. I want to try to show you how to set up a basic Facebook ad. The truth is there's tons and tons and tons of stuff to learn about Facebook ads. People have courses that are hours and hours long with information on setting up Facebook ads, running Facebook ads, monitoring Facebook ads. I don't have a course. I don't intend to ever sell a course. So I'm just making a video just to share some information. So I will gloss over a little bit. I will go quickly. I'm only going to do one type of ad, and that is a traffic ad, which it's to advertise a book that is on a website such as Amazon or, well, it's going to be Amazon because that's where my books are. So the one thing I want to mention though is depending on where you are in your self-publishing journey and where you intend to go, you may want to, rather than the ads manager that I'm going to show you in this video, you may want to have a business ads manager. And you can Google how to set that up. Facebook is very, very helpful in giving directions on how to do this stuff. The business manager will allow you to have more than one pixel. It will allow you to have more than one page. It will allow you to have other people access it. Like I have an assistant, she can access mine through her login, and I can monitor what she has access to and that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that is a possibility, but I'm not going to show it in here. What I'm going to show you is if you have never done ads before, you want to click this down arrow and you want to go where it says Facebook ads. It's probably not going to say manage ads, but like I said, I've already done this video. So mine now says manage ads. But wherever it says Facebook ads, click on that. And then what you'll get, I'm going to get a Facebook ads dashboard. No, I'm just going to get a plain old screen like this. That says ads account. But what you may get is like a screen with a button that says create an ad. Okay, so you may not get this exact screen is what I'm saying. You click create an ad. What you want is a menu that you can click here, and you want to go to ads manager, and it may ask you to accept the discrimination policy. I forget what else it might ask, but it's kind of self-explanatory how to get here anyways. So, and this is the dashboard. This will give you all kinds of information about your ads. This will be where you create your ads. You can see your ad sets and your individual ads. So let me just explain real quickly the structure. You're going to have an ad campaign, and within that campaign you can have multiple ad sets, and within each of those ad sets you can have multiple ads. Okay, so one campaign can hold multiple ad sets. Each ad set can contain multiple ads. Okay. So I'll come back to this and explain more about it in the end. Also, I want to show you how to set up a pixel, but I'm going to do that at the end because not everybody's going to want to use a pixel, but it is really important, so I will show it. So here we go. We're going to create an ad, and what we want is a traffic ad. So whatever this screen looks like, and it may or may not look like this, you want to choose traffic. And then down here, you want to put in your campaign name, which is going to show up on that dashboard that we were just in previously. I'm going to put the name of a series that I'm advertising here because I do series and I only advertise the first book in the series. And then down here, I am not going to talk about split testing or campaign budget optimizer. Only because even I don't use them all that often, once in a while, but only for a specific purpose. They're really not necessary when you're starting out especially. So then you get to your ad sets. With this ad set, I usually name it something that tells me specifically about this. Like within this particular campaign, well, this ad set is going to be targeted to the US. I'm going to do an age range that I have found through testing works well for me and my books, which is 24 through 65 plus. And then, so basically this ad set name is telling me about the targeting that I'm using. I'm also going to send this to multiple authors, or target multiple authors rather, multi-author. Okay, traffic, you want to go to a website, that's Amazon. I'm going to show you how to set up a dynamic creative ad because I suggest that you at least try one. It'll give you tons of information. You'll learn a lot from a dynamic creative ad, so even though it's more time consuming, I think I'm going to do that for this. Audience, I have no saved audiences, so I'm going to, I'm going to start from scratch with the audience, and I can save it once I do that. So I'll show you how to do that. First of all, location. I said this is going to be an ad in the US. I am not going to add other English-speaking countries here, such as the UK, Australia, New Zealand, yada yada. The reason I'm not going to add them is because it seems to work better if I do separate ads for the US and maybe like the UK and I can do the UK, Australia, and some other English-speaking countries all in an ad by themselves. But when I combine them all with the US, what happens is because of the time difference, the other countries might use up my budget before people in the US even wake up and get to see it. And there are plenty of, I'm looking at the audience size. Okay, I want at least 2 million. I have a huge, I'm going to narrow this down, of course, but I have a huge audience right now. In the US, it's easy to get a large audience usually. In the other countries that, like I have books that are translated into German, into French, and I do Facebook ads for Germany and France, and the audience is much, much smaller. So I may want to combine some countries if the audience is small, but I don't need to do that with the US. So I'm just going to leave that. The age range, I already said. Now, if you're new and you don't know this, I would suggest you just leave it as is because Facebook metrics Facebook will give you the metrics on who clicks on your ad. It'll be broken down by age group, all sorts of things. Facebook keeps track of tons of stuff. So you can learn by doing this who tends to click on your ads, what age, what gender, that kind of stuff. I've already learned enough of that myself to know what I'm going to do here. And since I do romance, and I'm making this up, but I'm going to say probably about 98% of my readers or more are women. I'm only targeting women, and then down for the detailed targeting. Now this is where you're going to have to maybe look some author names up on Amazon to see what kind of books they write and see if you want to target them. But what you're going to do here is pick interests and maybe behaviors. It says demographics, interests, or behaviors. That's what you're going to do here. So for instance, let me pretend I am advertising here like a vampire book. I have a vampire romance book, okay? I know that one of the big authors is J.R. Ward. So I'm going to target J.R. Ward. And you can only target authors that Facebook has in their list here. So you can't just randomly pick an author that you want to target because It has to be, and they're usually traditionally published authors with lots and lots and lots of people, of followers on Facebook. So J.R. Ward is one. I could also do J.R. Ward books. And then the suggestions here is also really good. Click suggestions and it'll give a whole bunch of other authors that I might want to target. So, okay, so let's do Vampire Diaries. Maybe people that like the Twilight movie, Twilight Saga, Twilight series. So anyways, use the suggestions. Check out the authors. Like if I wasn't familiar with J.R. Ward, I would go to Amazon, type in J.R. Ward, and see what kind of books she writes. I happen to know she writes vampire romance, so that's why I chose her. In this, I usually have 10 or 15 different authors or movies or things, interests, whatever. I usually have quite a few. To fine-tune your targeting, and I recommend that, but to fine-tune your targeting, you may want to do initially, like for the first week, separate ads for each one of them, and I'm not actually going to show you how to do that, but I could just target just J.R. Ward and then just Vampire Diaries and see how they come out. See how many clicks I get on each one so that I know if they work or not. Or you don't have to do that. You could just do it this way initially and do like 10 or 15. Use the suggestion drop down. Think of other things that might work out. And then from that, I'm going to narrow it by doing, let's say, people that are interested in any of these in my list, but they also have to be interested in romance novels. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to narrow it even further. They also have to be interested in Kindle. And I could do any of the Kindles. I usually do Amazon Kindle. I usually do like Kindle Fire. You know, I just go through and do a whole bunch. I'm not going to do it for purposes of this video. But also I can do ebooks. People that are interested in ebooks. And click the suggestion, and there's a bunch here that I might want to do. What I'm targeting is people that use e-readers because the majority of my money is made on digital. I think maybe only 1%, even though I have paperback available, maybe only 1% does paperbacks, except in like France and Germany. They do a lot of paperbacks. Okay, I like to check this button here that says expand your detailed targeting. It is really not necessary in the US to do that because my audience will be big enough without it. But in other countries, sometimes you have a very small audience and clicking that will make it larger. And why do I want a larger audience? The reason that I want a larger audience is because the more people that you give Facebook to target, the lower your cost per click will be. If they're choosing from a very narrow audience, you will tend to pay more per click. So, okay, and if I want to save this audience because like when I'm done with this ad, maybe I want to make another one for a different book, I can save the audience and I can name it whatever I want to name it, and then hit save. And then the next time I do one, I can use the same audience. Also, I'm going to show you how to set up a pixel. So while I'm here, let me just mention I could also create a new audience using my pixel, okay? And that's really important because what a pixel does is, and I'm going to have a pixel on this ad because I've already set it up, but I'll show you how I did it afterward. what a pixel does is take information and store it about who engaged with your ad, who liked it, who clicked like, who commented, who clicked on the Shop Now button or the Learn More button or whatever you've got there to go to Amazon. And if I want to use those people that engage with my ad to create a new audience, I can do that. So that helps me fine-tune my targeting, which will help very much in the efficacy of your ad here. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my tongue. I'm just really tired. Okay, placements, edit placements. Now I'm going to show you something with placements, and this is going to lower my audience size too. I have found, and you may want to test it or not, but I have found that it is not feasible to advertise on Instagram, on Messenger, or on Audience Network. And in fact, and I've tested this several times, so I always do this now because it's just proven. I have found that the only one that really is worth it is Facebook news feeds. The rest, I uncheck. Alrighty. Oops. Okay. Then down here, I leave everything as is, except if you want to modify this daily budget, you can do that here. For the purposes of this, I'm going to put $1. Now, I don't recommend that you do $1 unless you're just playing around like I am right now. I'm just playing around. I don't really want an ad here. I already have an ad running to this book. And I'm not actually, I may set this up, but then I'm just going to delete it when I'm done with the video. So the reason I don't recommend $1 is because until Facebook learns about your targeting and optimizes your ad, you may be paying like 24, 25 cents a click, maybe even 26 cents a click, and that's only going to give you, 2 or 3 clicks before your budget is, 3 or 4 clicks before your budget is gone. That is not enough for Facebook to learn. That is not enough for you to learn, so you really want to do, if you can, like at least $5, $5 a day, so you can get a little more information. Okay, so I'm going to click continue. Okay, this is where your author page is. And if you have more than one, which I do not on this account, in fact, this is a dummy Facebook page that I set up just to do this particular video. But if you have more than one page, like on my real Facebook account, I have my author page and I have a publishing company page. I can decide which one I want to use for this ad. And then I'm going to upload my media, which should already be on here really, because like I said, I've done this whole video once, twice, almost, 3 times before. So I have uploaded these images, and with Dynamic Creative I am allowed to use 10, and then I'm allowed to use 5 of the different texts, 5 headlines, 5 descriptions. I'll show you all that, but and out of those, Amazon's going to make ads with multiple combinations of all that stuff. So these are some of the pictures that I selected, and I selected these. I've already done ads with all of these before, and I know some of them don't work. And I'm going to explain to you, interestingly, that this, where it says Kindle Unlimited, does not work for me. This, where it has like the book the Kindle and the phone with my book cover does not work for me, even when it's small and in the corner. I'm better off with this. Actually, this is the winner. Like I have probably 8 more pictures that I made. And I've run ads with all of them, and this is the very clear winner. This gets probably 5 times as many clicks as any of the rest. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But I do know the ones that include these don't work for me. That doesn't mean that you can't test them and try them yourself. I mean, with Dynamic Creative, you've got 10 pictures that you can use. Now, where do these pictures come from? I make them. I make them on Photoshop. I make all my own covers. Trying to learn Photoshop. I'm getting better at it. But I've always made my own covers. I've never purchased a cover, and I started doing this 4 years ago. So I've made lots and lots of covers and lots of pictures for Facebook ads. If you don't have Photoshop and you don't make your own pictures, what you can do is get stock photos from Deposit Photos is probably the site that most people use. You want to make sure that you use a photo that is not copyrighted by someone else. And the way to do that is to go on a site like Deposit Photos, where you are buying a picture to use. There are some other stock photo sites, so you can check that out. I always use Deposit Photos, so I don't really know what the other ones are. And then you can use a site like Canva is a good one. It's a free site that will allow you to make pictures like this. A lot of people use it because it's free. Or you can also use Microsoft Word. When I first started making covers way back when, 4 years ago, not that long. Seems like forever. For the first year and a half, I made all my covers on Microsoft Word. Yeah, that's possible too. I learned by watching a YouTube video that Derek Murphy did and put up, and I'll put a link to that too in case you're interested in. But what you do is you make it and then you save it. If I remember right, you save it as a PDF, and then you go to a free online file converter and you change the PDF to the JPEG, and then you have your photo. Okay, but at any rate, you have to make them. And I always use square. You can use square or rectangular, but I find, and this is again based on info that Facebook has given me about my previous ads, most people are viewing these ads on their phone or a mobile device. So square works better for that. Okay, so I'm gonna select all of these and use all of these. I think I talked about everything. Oh, no, I didn't. I want to tell you one thing, and it's really important because you won't find this I don't think you'll find this in any other Facebook ads course. This is something that I discovered myself, and it's really good information. See, I like this right here. I think that's really nice, but it didn't really do, I guess other people don't think it's that great, because the one that gets clicked is this one, like by a landslide. Okay, so here's the information. One of the reasons and why these don't do as well is because they look like ads. They look like I'm trying to sell you something. Now, people aren't stupid. They know that this is going to be an ad when they see it, usually, but you've got to think of why they're on Facebook. They're there to be entertained. They're there to read posts. They're there to just relax. I don't know. They're not there to shop. So they don't want heavy marketing. It's kind of a turnoff. So when you make your ad, it's helpful to think, entertain, entertain. And I think just the fact that the pictures that do well are pictures that don't say Amazon or Kindle Unlimited or show a little Kindle in a book. And also the text. I have found 100% of the time so far that the primary text that works the best in my ads is an excerpt from my book. People just like to read it. It doesn't work well to say buy now, or I mean, you could try this out. Use your blurb. You have five texts that you can add here. So you can do a blurb. You can do reviews. Like I said, at this point, I always do like several excerpts that and I tend to condense them because I want this to be easy to read. I want this to be really, well, I don't want it to be too wordy. Like, it's one thing reading it in a book. It's another thing just a snippet in an ad. I want it to be real easy to read, catch the eye. So I will take an excerpt from my book and I will modify it sometimes. You want to be careful what words you use. I write steamy romance, so there are words sometimes in some of the excerpts that I'm going to omit or find a gentler word for, and that kind of stuff. So, anyways, where are we? Oh, it's not going to show anything. The link that I'm going to use down here is going to be a universal link, and I have set up a pixel. Like I said, I'm going to show you how I did it at the end. I have set up a pixel, and there it is. It's on. And let's go here. If you don't do this, what you're going to do is take your book link from Amazon, okay? And it's going to be, let's see, you want a clean link, okay? This is a clean link. A clean link from Amazon looks like this. After the Amazon.com, you'll have a /DP, another /, and the ASIN number. So if you get here through several clicks and your link up here isn't clean like this, you can just make your own. You know, it's just www.amazon.com /DP and the ASIN number of your book. So, if you have a Pixel and you use Genius Links, you're going to use this. If not, you're going to get the link from Amazon. And you're going to put it right here. Okay. And I'm just going to wait for something to pop up here. Okay, that's my preview. Now in my real ad, like I said, I wouldn't be using this picture because it says Kindle Unlimited. So now, well, let me do something else. I showed you that. Let me do it with the Genius Link now, because I want to show you something else here. If I use Genius Link to make my pixel, what I'm going to have here is not going to be Amazon.com, but I want to make that Amazon.com. I don't have to. That is the display link right here. But I want that to say Amazon.com, not genie.us. So I'm going to type Amazon.com in here. And this middle part here, this says inactive link because I set up a dummy account just for this video. It's not actually active, obviously. This middle in bold is your headline. So I get 5 different options for the headline. So I might do my series title. I might do five stars. And I mean, I know I said you don't want to like sell to people, but I mean like heavy selling. There's nothing wrong with doing like 5 stars because that will sort of maybe cause people to buy. I don't know. Another thing that might work, 6-book series. People like series. And anyways, I can think of 5 different things to put here. I'm not going to go through all of it. And then down here, this is the description. So where it says description, think of something to put there. You can put, sometimes I put a quote, like, I think this is one of the actual quotes that I have on the real ad for this. I just go through my reviews and pull out little things. Another one could be, if it applies, Kindle Unlimited. Okay, so that gives you an example of that. Okay, for my primary text, I usually set up the 5 different versions in a document ahead of time. Okay, so that's what I have here. They're all numbered. A couple things about them. I'm just going to cut and paste them. A couple things about them though. See how I have these spaced out? That makes it a lot easier and more inviting for people to at least start to read. And once they start to read, hopefully they'll continue. As opposed to if it was just really long and with no spaces. It makes it a little more inviting. Also, I try to make it look more inviting by using emojis. I get these from a site called emojipedia.org, I think. I'll put a link in the comment. And I like to put the book link in here as well, just in case they miss it, which I don't know why they would, but people are weird. And I now put read free in Kindle Unlimited. I never used to have the word free in here. I'll explain that later, but I now say read free in Kindle Unlimited here. So all I'm going to do is just copy this. Oh, and the other thing was the bold and italicized. That is from a site called Yay Text. You could do that on there. It's pretty self-explanatory how to do it. I'll put a link to that as well. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it into, okay, here we go. I'm pasting it in here. Okay, and see how it's spaced out. Whoops, it's not supposed to say Kindle Unlimited there. And I'm just going to read through it, make sure I don't want to make any adjustments. I'm not really going to do that, but if this was a real ad, I would read through it. And then I can add my second one. Okay? I was going to mention about this free thing. Down here, this call to action is the little button that will show up here where right now it says learn more. I either use the learn more button or the shop now button generally. Some people use the download button, but I want to tell you something about that download button. Be very careful if you use that because oh, that's another thing you could put here. You could put the price and down here. A lot of people say don't put the price. I disagree. I think the price is good because I like to give as much information as possible on this ad. So when somebody clicks on it, they're pretty resigned to buy the book. You know, they're not just going to click for more information because I've given them all the information. If you have a download button here, you will probably want to put a price, and the reason for that is because over a period of a couple months, I probably had 15 people make nasty comments on my ads about this book is not free, and nowhere did it say it was free. But it also didn't say the price. It didn't even say this, free and Kindle Unlimited. It didn't say free at all, anywhere. So I don't know where they were getting it from, but all I can gather is that it had a download button here. So they assumed since there was no price and it said download, that they could click that download button and they could download it from Facebook for free. I don't know. I don't know where that was all coming from, but a word of warning, be careful of that download button. I don't even use it anymore because it was so frustrating and annoying to me. I don't even want to bother with that. So actually, usually I just use Shop Now. However, I will say I have used the download button and it does usually get more clicks than the other buttons. But again, I don't know if that's just because people are assuming that they can download it for free. If you say shop now, that's pretty clear, or learn more, So I think that's all I have. And then it may reject this ad. Oh, I wanted to talk about that too. It may reject this ad. The reason it may reject this ad, it won't reject the ad in the end. But sometimes because this guy has a bare chest, I rarely get ads that are rejected. And if they are, I could just have an actual human being review it and it will be put through. But I think there's something on Facebook where they're really careful about ads that portray body image or fitness products. So this sort of might look to Facebook like it's promoting a fitness product. It's not. So when a human being looks at it, they realize that and it gets put through. I don't think there's anything in here that would... No, there's nothing in there. I've already gone through all that. Okay, so that does sometimes happen. But I'm going to go through and try to publish this just so I can show you some other stuff. All right, and there's my campaign. It's in draft. It should be in review soon. Okay, but anyways, what I wanted to show you is once this goes live, or if I were going to keep it up here and it was going to go live, I could go to ad sets. And then I could click on breakdown. It's not showing up here. It might not have worked out. But I could go to breakdown and I could break this down by dynamic creative asset. And it will tell me, if I click on image, it will drop down with all the images in my ad and it will give me the stats on each one. It will tell me how many clicks each one of those pictures got. And so I can tell from that which picture is the most effective. Same thing with the text and the headlines and the description. Anything that I put more than one of, I can compare them that way by going to breakdown, dynamic creative, and then selecting whatever it is that I want to look at. And usually, like, it's really weird because usually there's a very clear winner. Like, I'll look at my pictures and like the first one got 3 clicks, the second one got 50 clicks, the third one got 12 clicks, and the fourth one got 1,527 clicks. And it's like, whoa, you know which one was most popular? It's usually pretty clear. I might be exaggerating a little, but it's usually pretty clear. Okay, so here, you can customize these columns by going to Columns, Custom, and then scrolling down to Customize Columns. You will get a screen like this. And then you just put a check mark in the box where you want to appear. Basically, I'm not going to go over each one of these because it's just a lot of info. But I will say real quickly, you want to look at results because the results will tell you how many link clicks you have in the selected time period, and the selected time period is over here. I could do this month, and it will give me from January 1st to January 25th, which is today. I could do just January 22nd. I could just select a day. So within the given time period, it'll tell me how many link clicks I got on. And if I have more than one campaign, I'll have another one here or whatever. It'll tell me how many link clicks. It'll tell me how much each of those link clicks cost me, an average of how much they cost me. And it will tell me how much I spent in all for the selected time period. Okay, and real quickly, the other things I wanted to go over is, I gotta think. Oh yeah, I know. This is kind of important too. Let's say I feel like my ad's doing well, so I want to spend more money per day on this particular ad. What I'm able to do, but I don't want to do is go into the ad, click edit, and then, well, it's not cooperating, so I'll just tell you. I don't want to go in and change the price in the ad. I'm able to, but I don't want to do that unless the change is like 20% of or less of what I'm already bidding. So right now I'm doing $1. Let's say I want to make it $10. I don't want to go in and change that $1 to a $10 in this ad. What I want to do is duplicate it. Why do I want to duplicate it rather than creating a whole new ad? Because this ad may have social proof, which is comments, link clicks, likes, stuff like that. That's social proof, and that tells Facebook that people are engaging with your ad. And the more popular your ad is, the lower your cost is going to be, the more impressions, the more times it's going to show your ad to people, because Facebook wants to show ads that are popular. So I don't want to start over, because then I'm starting all over with social proof, and I'm going to lose all that link clicks and stuff that I already have. If I duplicate it, I get to keep my social proof. I can make another ad, and I can go in and make changes. Okay, so that is one reason why you would want to duplicate it. Another reason why you might want to duplicate is, let's say I did this dynamic creative thing. I still don't know why this isn't showing up here. I don't really care that much, but anyways. Another reason why I might want to duplicate is if I did the dynamic creative, I took a look at the breakdown and I found a clear winner with the image, I found a clear winner with the text, I found, a clear winner with each one of these. Maybe I want to make just one ad, not using dynamic creative, that uses all the winning items. Okay? For that, I would also duplicate, because I don't want to get rid of the social proof. I just want to fine tune the ad. That doesn't really work well for me. I'll just add. I actually seem to do better if I just leave the dynamic creative the way they are. but you know, you really have to try to know. So that's not to say I won't continue to try it, but so far it's worked out better for me this way. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say about Facebook ads here, but I do want to show you how to do the Facebook ad pixel because it's super easy and it's something that you might want to set up from the very beginning so that you can start collecting information on the people that engage with your ads right from the get-go. So, but I'm going to do that in another video because this is getting super long. So, good luck with your ad.